Yo, what's going on, friends? How's it going? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Ian. Hope you're doing well. Man, I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News. That's right. The daily series here on the channel where I reflect on what's being said about Chelsea, giving you my opinion on it for whatever that's worth, but more importantly, asking for yours, mate. Thank you for joining me here today in the Stamford Bridge studio. Chelsea are about to sign yet another Wonderkid. What's happening? Todd Boehly seemingly has a big special plan of gathering up all the talent aged 19 or 18 to 21. And we're going to build a super team for the future. Does he know something we don't? Of course, Aubameyang still hasn't gone over the line. It was expected to be completed yesterday. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about Fofana. We'll talk about all sorts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for dropping a like on the video. Oh, that's the temp overlay that I'm going to show you very shortly. Thank you for dropping a like on the video. It means a lot. It's a click of a button. So thank you for that. You're welcome to subscribe, and should you choose to do so, hit that sweet, sweet bell. Yeah. Alright, mate. Where should we start? I know. Let's start on the Wonderkid from Dinamo Moscow. Fabrizio Romano, transfer guru, tweeting this. Chelsea have submitted a £15 million bid for Dinamo Moscow talent Arsen Zakharyan. It's got a yan at the end, so that's cool. Player's agent Pavel Andreev tells RB Sport this, quote, "It's true. The agreement is close." Chelsea have already invested almost £40 million in Chukwuemeka, who was born in 2003, Cassidy, who was born in 2003, of course Amari Hutchison from Arsenal, who was born in 2003, and Gargar Slanina, who was born in 2004. So Chelsea are building the team for tomorrow, as well as the team for now, with Sterling, Cucurella, Koulibaly, hopefully Aubameyang. And then you got all these youngsters, and then you could put Wesley. Well, yeah, Wesley Fofana's young as well. He's like early 20s, isn't he? 21. Jeez. Chelsea, I don't know. It's almost like they know they can throw their weight around now, maybe due to FFP leniency. This is speculation, by the way. Do not quote me on this. I'm talking largely out of my behind and speculating, so listen to that prior. Maybe there's something Todd Boehly and Egbali knows in terms of allowances leniency now, where they're trying to throw their weight around early doors because they're going to be more perhaps reserved moving forward. So if they get all these special talents now, and you'd add Anthony Gordon into that, he's got to be like, what, 21 or something as well. Yeah, they're almost trying to build a team for the future with the money they can spend now. But yeah, this kid, Arsen Zakharyan, he's a sick midfielder, apparently. A lot of people are gassed about him. Let's have a look at these stats here from Transfermarkt. He's played a little bit this season in is it the Russian Premier League that plays in? Obviously, not much, though. Born in 2003, 19 years old. He's a midfielder, plays central midfield. He's right-footed. He's got 2 years left on his contract. His value is just skyrocketed. We put a €15 million bid in, which is pretty much correlates with what the value Transfermarkt gives him, with £13.5 million. Although I wouldn't be surprised if somehow Chelsea end up overspending on this kid. As you can see, he can play anywhere in midfield in terms of central midfield, left midfield, right midfield, and central. It looks like he's a good ball player from what I've seen briefly, but a lot of people are very, very excited about him. Chelsea are looking at the young, talented players around Europe, and they are buying them. Now, this is exciting because it's making a plan for the future, and it looks like they're getting good players. What does this mean for the Cobham graduates? Like, the current crop of Cobham players perhaps aren't that good, and maybe, you know, apart from your like Harvey Vales and stuff, who of course is very good, I don't think there's that many, considering how the under 23s is it, or in the PL2 nearly got relegated last season. Granted, that's probably largely down to the coaching. Of course, they're really, really good under Joe Edwards and Jody Morris, who both went into senior coaching with Chelsea and then elsewhere, of course. So, yeah, I think maybe it's a bit of that, but like clearly we are building something here. And this kid, by all accounts, is quite special, but I don't want to talk about him for too long. The deal looks like we'll get over the line. Let's move on and talk about the next story. All right, still no agreement for Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. I'm reading off Chelsea-news.co, Cy Phillips's, website here. Yesterday, reports began to surface that Chelsea were getting very close to agreeing the deal to sign Thomas Tuchel's priority striker target. Many expected the deal to be done yesterday, or a decisive breakthrough to be reached. Of course, Ben Jacobs tweeted out that it's going to be a straight cash deal. It's very close. Tweeting that yesterday in the afternoon. Of course, he was apparently in London. Fabrizio Romano tweeting out, Chelsea and Barcelona remain in contact for Aubameyang, but the clubs haven't reached an agreement yet. The strategy game still continues. The talks are on. Chelsea are insisting to include Marcos Alonso, while Barcelona consider that a separate deal. They want straight cash. They want as much cash as possible so they can register Jules Koundé for La Liga this weekend. That seems unlikely, seeing as today, at time of recording, it's Friday morning, and the agreement wasn't reached. But reportedly, Aubameyang in London, and they want the deal done. I think Chelsea are desperate to include Marcos Alonso into the deal because they don't want him just hanging around Cobham stinking up the gaff, especially considering we've bought Cucurella, we've got Chilwell. Alonso's head's elsewhere. He wants to go to Barcelona. So with all that considered, they're like, mate, freaking take him. He has to be involved. Take him. Even if we only end up flogging him at the value of like a few million, it's got to be. I mean, Chelsea probably want like 15 million, but if he goes for like 8 million or something, just get it done. Clean slate. Like we said over the last few videos here on the channel, Bowley prepared to take certain L's moving forward, but I still think Aubameyang will get done. I mean, this Russian, I don't know if he is Russian, but the Russian Premier League kiddie, he seems really, really good. We keep pulling these out of nowhere, these deals, I guess because they're not so high profile, they're not getting leaked into the media. But, that's exciting and that's good. But I think Aubameyang will still get done. I do want to talk about Wesley Fofana now because, of course, we play Leicester this weekend. He won't be involved, but let's see some stuff. First off, a tweet from Fabrizio Romano. Then we'll cite The Telegraph. Fabrizio Romano tweeting this. Chelsea are now preparing a new proposal for Wesley Fofana. It will be around £75 million. Still deciding on the add-on structure, so I think all in it'll be 75, but how much will be add-ons, I think I'm guessing here. Deals still on through intermediaries. Leicester are waiting to receive a new bid to decide, as Fofana only wants Chelsea. He's training with the under-23s. He's told him he wants to go. He knows that they're getting a lot of money for him. They're at least doubling their money. This is an amazing opportunity for him. Leicester need to sell before they can buy. Chelsea probably know this. They're in a difficult position. They've started the season poorly. And they're in a financially vulnerable situation where they do actually need to make revenue through player sales. Well, here's an opportunity. Chelsea are going to overpay for one of your centre-backs, who, by the way, is desperate to leave to this club. It has to be done, mate. So let's read this article by Mike McGrath and John Percy on The Telegraph. Chelsea prepare fourth Wesley Fofana bid and close in on Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, so we'll reference that as well. Wanted centre-back will miss Leicester's game against Chelsea on Saturday, with his club currently eyeing Manuel Akanji if he is sold. Okay, I guess as a replacement. Chelsea are preparing to increase their offer to Leicester for centre-back Wesley Fofana and have moved closer to agreeing a deal with Barcelona for Aubameyang. So I still think both of these will happen, who will obviously be returning to the Premier League. Fofana will miss his team's fixture on Saturday at Stamford Bridge, where he wants to move before the summer transfer window closes next week. Todd Bowley, the Chelsea chairman, is understood to have his sights on the French centre-back, 21 years old. So he is still very, very young, like the rest of the guys, despite seeing a bid worth 70 million rejected earlier this week. Crazy. According to sources in Germany, Borussia Dortmund's Manuel Akanji is Leicester's number one target if Fofana is sold. A Switzerland international, Akanji has been identified as a high-quality replacement by Leicester's recruitment team. And by the way, Leicester's recruitment team seem to be pretty darn good. You know, when they're pulling, like, I think, did Chilwell come through the academy, or did they buy him? I can't remember. But certainly, you know, when they bought, like, Mahrez and N'Golo Kante from Ligue 2, and, you know, they found, like, Wesley Fofana. I mean, he cost a lot of money, Fofana, but still, do you know what I mean? Their recruitment seems to be often bang on. You know, they got James Maddison out of the Championship, etc., etc., etc. Dortmund won around £20 million for the 27-year-old, though a loan deal cannot be ruled out at this stage late in the window. Mate, £20 million? And you're going to sell Fofana for like £75 million? You get 55 profit. I understand they can't spend whatever they make on Fofana. Reportedly, only Brendan Rodgers, he can only use half or just over half. So he can still, like, you know, use 40 million. So they could get two players. They could get a centre-back replacement for 20 and then, like, another midfielder or something. Quote, he, as in Fofana, won't be available for the weekend as he's trained with the under-23 squad, confirmed Leicester manager Brendan Rodgers. He goes on, I'm not sure if there'll be a fourth bid. My concentration is with the team. I can't lose my energy thinking about it. It will be something done between the clubs. Until then, I'll keep working. It's always about the commitment and when a player is ready to commit to the team. If he's not in the right frame of mind, I must consider the welfare of the player and push on. I protect the player, don't let him get injured because you might make £80 million in a transfer window where you need the money. Chelsea and Barcelona were transfer rivals for Jules Koundé earlier in the window. Pause. I do think that there's truth in Thomas Tuchel not being overly interested in Jules Koundé, as well as, of course, Jules Koundé getting a bit pissed off that Chelsea prioritised all these other defenders like Nathan Ake, Matthijs de Ligt, and they came back to Koundé like, all right, we'll, you know, reluctantly get you. So he was like, hey, I'm going to be your third choice, sloppy seconds, etc. So there's truth in that, but I do think Thomas Tuchel wasn't that interested in the end. With the Spaniards dramatically winning the race for the centre-back, Barcelona. But there is confidence that a deal for Aubameyang can be completed, with the former Arsenal forward wanted by Tuchel to add to his forward line. Of course, we've spoken about this. He coached him at Dortmund. He played really, really well under Tuchel, scored so many goals, and they've got this special relationship, quite what you would imagine would be the exact opposite of Lukaku and Tuchel, maybe closer to Lukaku and Conte. That's what you want. If you have a strong relationship between coach and striker, you can get the best out of them. Hot dog, that would be nice. And finally, in this segment, Everton winger Anthony Gordon has also been a target for Chelsea, and talks have continued over a deal for the England under-21 international. Imagine paying £60 million for an England under-21 international, who's only, by the way, I think only just become an England under-21 international. Crazy. To be part of Tuchel's squad in a £60 million package, including add-ons. Boop, boop. Look, let's have a quick word on Anthony Gordon. Again, I've been listening to a lot of people talk about it, whether it's on football podcasts, journalists writing about it, more fans talking about it. This kid is highly explosive. He's a high-octane, hard-working player with great belief, good control of his feet. Thomas Tuchel has looked at him and thought, that's the kind of player I want in my team. And that's it. And if he wants him, if he genuinely wants him, at this point, let him cook. You know, forget about for a moment your favourite players, whether you stand Mason Mount, Jorginho, Pulisic, you know, Havertz, whatever. Like, we all want Sterling in the team, of course, but everyone's got their own preferences and, you know, agendas and stuff and, you know, whatever. We all have our preferences. But ultimately, at this point here, if Tuchel's got a plan, if the ownership's just saying, look, go and do your thing, we're going to give you the money, and Anthony Gordon's part of that, great. I raise an eyebrow at it. Many of you will too. But as soon as he's been confirmed and he's holding up that shirt, he should get your full support and will get my full support. And hopefully he fits the design and the plan that was been laid out for him by the current management and ownership. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Comment down below. I've been enjoying all your conversations and comments of late. I appreciate everyone's support. Thank you for liking the video. Subscribe if you want to. Should you choose to do so, hit the sweet, sweet bell. Baby. Mate, I will see you very soon. Peace.